Hey guys, what's up and welcome to today's video. Last night I uploaded my full review and demo of the brand new Tati Beauty Blendiful blender, and I got so many comments from people asking me to compare it to a beauty blender. So I figured ask and you shall receive. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys side by side the difference between the two, or if there even is a difference or not. I have not compared these two yet. I do want to mention a couple of things first about this item before we get into the purpose of this video. This right here is not, I repeat, is not the same as this guy right here. These two puffs are completely different. They are made of completely different fibers, totally different textures. They just do not do the same thing. This type of a puff is made specifically and explicitly for powder. I cannot imagine if I were to try to spread liquid on my face using this. It just doesn't have the same type of texture. It would eat liquid right up in a jiff. So I got a lot of comments as well, and I just wanted to address it, saying there was cheaper alternatives to this, that Walmart sells puffs for a lot cheaper. Kryolan, another company that makes a lot of makeup artistry products, sells it for cheaper. Linda Hallberg, you guys, it's not the same thing. So I just want to go ahead and let you know that in case there is some confusion. Now that that is out of the way, I did also dig this guy up out of storage here. This is from Juno & Co. This is one of their velour or microfiber, I should say, blending sponges. I do want to show you guys that these do not have the longest shelf life, but I did whip it out just so we could kind of do a couple blends with this as well, just so we could kind of put everything side by side into the test. With that being said, I'm going to zoom you guys in as per usual. We're going to go ahead and play with these and we will see the difference in application. All right, I've got you guys up close and personal. The only thing I have on my face right now is some eyeshadow, mascara, my usual brow products. I did go ahead and prime my face with the usual primer that I absolutely love, the NYX Honey Do Me Up. This stuff is fantastic. We're going to use the same exact foundation I used yesterday. This is my Ride or Die Holy Grail foundation, the L'Oreal 24 Hour Infallible. So I'm going to take a little bit on the back of my hand. We are going to start with the Tati Beauty blender. Now, one thing that I did learn yesterday from this product is that less is more. It's very similar to that, like when you're blending out product with a brush, you need a lot less product. It doesn't eat up a lot of your foundation. A little goes a long way. And while I'm blending this out, I do want to mention that this product washes and dries so easily. I only picked up one of these, as you can see, other than what I just put on this. This is completely clean. I actually used my Beauty Blender Solid Cleanser, got it nice and soapy, used some lukewarm water, and it came so clean so quickly. And then I actually used my hair dryer on a low warm setting to actually dry it. It took about 10 minutes. I'm sure it'll vary based on the climate and where you're located. I do not know if you can use it wet or not yet. I have not tried that. I don't know if that it is intended to be used that way. So if you guys know, or if you've seen other people use it wet, let me know. Another tip with this Blendiful that I didn't mention yesterday is a dabbing and swiping motion like this blends it out with ease. There you guys have it. That is one coat of foundation using the Blendiful. I think my skin looks great. I could go a little bit heavier if I wanted to, but we're just gonna go ahead and move on. So I will do one more pump of the foundation and then we will move on to the Beauty Blender. Guys, I picked up one of these color changing beauty blenders because I was actually due for a new one. It really actually works. When it's under warm water, it turns like a whitish color, and then when it's cool, it turns purple like this. So we've got a fresh, brand new blender to use. This is the Tati Beauty Blendiful side, and this is the side with a sponge. Now, I definitely feel like I got a little bit more out of the product I used using this. I used the same amount of product, about one pump on each side, a smaller sized pump, I guess you could say. I'm gonna go ahead and take a closer look myself in a mirror. There is something about this, the texture of this, it just is the technology that somehow just makes this product look so flush on the skin. skin. Don't get me wrong, the Beauty Blender side is beautiful as well, but I feel like what I said in yesterday's video as well, I get the best of both worlds with this. I get the same type of pressed in flush effect as a Beauty Blender, but I get the coverage of what a brush offers me. And if you can see, this guy just eats up so little product compared to a Beauty Blender. So I don't know if you guys can see a difference on camera, but I can definitely say I feel like I do. I just feel like this side just looks a little bit more velvety, a little bit more soft. Let's go ahead and move on to some concealer. Today I did want to try something different. Yesterday I did the Tarte Shape Tape. I do want to use the ColourPop Pretty Fresh. This is more of a hydrating concealer. So I kind of wanted to see how that goes. And especially with concealer on the under eyes, again, a little product goes a long way. You do not need a lot. So I'm going to go in with my Blendiful, and you don't have to press very hard. Yesterday I felt like when I was using this product, I was pressing so hard onto my face because I was so anxious to blend, but you really don't have to do that. I do want to mention also that my sister, who has pretty acneic skin for the most part, she's pretty hormonal. She used her Blendiful today for the first time. She has dry skin. She tends to have a little bit more texture, and her makeup looked absolutely beautiful, and she agreed. She loved how it put the product into her skin. So I did also want to give you guys that feedback as well. Back to the blender. Pretty simple, pretty similar. Let's take a look up close. Again, it's kind of the same thing. I feel like this just presses product in versus just stamping it on top. If I'm even explaining that correctly, I can't dock the Beauty Blender side. Coverage-wise, with this product at least, it looks very, very similar. My foundation lips. There's just something about the way that the Blendiful just blends out the product on the under eyes. There's just something about it. I feel like my fine lines are less exaggerated. It just really gives a flawless finish. All right, let's go ahead and move on to cream contour. Again, I'm switching it up. I'm gonna use the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzing Stick. Less is more, again, with the Blendiful. You do not need a lot of product. Let's go ahead and move to a clean corner, and let's just start dabbing. Obviously, when you're doing this, you want to work in an upward motion. You do not want to drag and press down. That's just a general makeup tip. Contour is supposed to make your cheeks look lifted, not drag down. Especially the Milk Makeup Bronzer. Look how beautiful that blended using the Blendiful. It's just so soft and diffused. Now you can actually just go like this. You can just take a corner and lightly pick up product with it. But I do think just putting that product on the skin like I just did, directly putting the stick product or the cream product on the skin like that, if you can, works. But either way, as you can see, I dipped it in there and it still looks beautiful. So let's go ahead and do this side. Now I know I can use a little bit more using the blender, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing, trying to keep my hair out of the way, for crying out loud, and just blend upwards. Blendiful side, Beauty Blender side. I have to say, I feel like this looks just a little bit more flush and a little bit more blended. I don't think that this side looks bad. This side to me just looks better. That's my personal opinion. I think both did a fantastic job, but again, even in this round, I have to say the Tati Blendiful wins. Now here is where this product is a true game changer, and that is when it comes to powder products. Now I haven't set the under eyes quite yet, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll do the same thing. I'm gonna use my Glossier Wowder. I'm gonna take a clean edge of the Blendiful, pick up some product here. Oh, that's the other thing. I feel like this side has more creasing that I used the Beauty Blender versus the Blendiful. I'm gonna go ahead and press product in. With powders, and I've talked about these before on my channel, and I also mentioned this yesterday, if you do want a poreless finish, velour puffs and pressing powder in will give you a poreless, flawless finish. That's why I think this works so well even with cream products, is it's the same type of idea. So again, just to reiterate that, I think it just all works together so harmoniously, this type of technology. Like, it just works. It looks beautiful. Now let's go ahead and do some powder bronzer. I did show this trick yesterday. If you feel like you're running out of space on this side, you've got this whole clean side. You can just flip and then boom, now you're onto the clean side. So let's go ahead and put some powder bronzer on the face. I'm gonna dip in just like yesterday to my Summer Lights NARS face palette. Just gonna take one of the edges and I'm just gonna go ahead and dip into the powder like this. I do like to dab a little bit on the back of my hand to get off any excess and then just pat that onto the cheeks. Like how seamless and beautiful is that? No harsh lines. It's just blended and beautiful. Sometimes this bronzer pulls a little red on me and that's totally fine. Now here is where this little guy comes into play because this is actually designed for powders. So I'm gonna dip into my NARS palette with this as well. Dab some excess on the back of my hand and then just start to pat this on with this little guy. Let's contour down this side of the nose with this. All right, let's take a look and see. Now, both sides do look beautiful, I will say. Well, everything looks pretty blended for the most part. I think everything looks pretty good. I've got nice cheekbone definition. My nose contour looks nice, but I do have to say the winner, again, in this round, I'm still gonna give it to the Tati Beauty Blendiful. I just really like this. I think this motion is nice. I love the way that it just kind of evenly disperses products, that it just looks kind of like an ombre whoosh. It's just so even. Again, this side looks beautiful as well. I enjoy this. I like the way that it is applying product. Last but not least, let's do some highlight. You guys know I love my Jaclyn highlight in Extra. This time I want to get even more precise of an application using this and just apply it like so. God, that just applies highlight so beautifully. Absolutely love the way that it applies highlight. Like the glow is real. Beauty blender now. Drags a little bit, but you still get a gorgeous glow. The Tati Blendiful, you just don't need much product at all. Like such a little goes a long way. Finish her off with some Fix Plus. All right, you guys, so there you have it, a side-by-side comparison using the Tati Beauty Blendiful for all products on this side, and then using mostly a beauty blender on this side and the microfiber Juno & Co sponge for the bronzer part on this side, just to kind of give you guys an idea of how things blended out. To be completely honest with you, like I said, they both do a beautiful job of applying makeup. There is no denying that a beauty blender is an OG product. It totally changed the game. When this thing came out, makeup was pretty much changed forever. But I do have to say, again, this product just kicked things up a notch. I love how versatile it is. I love how easy it is to use. I love the finish that it gives me. I love the fact that I can wash this in some lukewarm soapy water and then just take a blow dryer on a low medium heat setting, dry it, and it is good to go. It doesn't take long at all. I think it forces us to be a little bit more hygienic as well with our beauty products. Something like this is nice because you can keep cleaning it. Even if you just end up using one side, you've got the other side to use the next day as well. So if you can manage to do that and get everything you need done on one side, then obviously only every couple of days do you need to wash this. I haven't utilized this little guy yet. I do think I want to put this to the test tomorrow, kind of using it more for touch-ups. So I can obviously keep you guys posted and updated in the comments or the description box once I have a chance to do that. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Are you still not totally convinced? Are you into your beauty blender still? Are you more apt to give the Tati Beauty Blendiful a try? You guys know I love your feedback. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it, share it, and of course, be sure to subscribe to my channel before you go. I love you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.